Hello, Sam. What's up?
What's going on, Spence?
Not much, man. Just chilling. You want to do a match?
Yeah. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 22, man. I'm 22.
Oh,
What about you?
32.
32? Awesome. So, what do you do on TikTok usually?
Well, the reason I asked your age is I've been asking people if they think dating is easier or harder as a successful woman. And I think it depends on the age we're talking about.
As a successful woman, I think it doesn't matter if you're successful. Period. It doesn't matter what gender it is. It's pretty easy to date, especially if people know you're successful. But if you don't put it out there that you are successful, I feel like it evens the playing field. It just kind of depends on your persona, how you carry yourself, how you dress, uh, stuff like that. What you drive, what you put on social media, really.
You make an interesting point that you could not make it clear if you are or not successful on purpose.
Exactly. Yeah. It just depends on how you carry yourself too. Like if you're humble about it, it could be easier. If you're more forward about it, it could be. I mean, it's pretty even. It's a pretty even playing field because I feel like more and more people are becoming successful with the outbreak, I guess, of social media. I mean, this wasn't around 10 years ago. You couldn't just get on an app and send somebody a TikTok universe and just stuff like that. Just like and same with Twitch. Like you couldn't just get on an app 10 years ago and send somebody 350 to subscribe to them or even watch a live stream. So,
I also feel like it depends on your definition of success. Like if you're just like happy, if that's considered successful to you, like and you're just posting happy stuff, like you said, like what you put on social media, and you still like happy and like successful, like
yeah.
if you're just like talking success and wealth wise, like it depends what you mean by success, I guess too.
Yeah. Cuz you could be very
Yeah, I guess.
and put yourself out on social media as a very successful person.
I know
Hey, thank you, Cards. Thank you for the rose, bro. I appreciate it.
I've seen plenty of unsuccessful people who have no struggle dating whatsoever.
Yeah,
And then a lot of the reason for their unsuccess is due to their ease in dating, probably.
yeah, 100%.
That's an interesting contradiction. I guess you only have so much focus, and if you put it all into dating, you might not put it all into career. But if you put it all into career, your dating might go by
Yeah,
the wayside.
Really hard to balance it for sure.
I mean, and it's also based off looks too. Like at the end of the day, you hate to say it, but I mean, if you're a good-looking person, it's easier to date, right? If you have goals and ambitions and you go to the gym and people see that you're going every day and doing something and dedicated to something, people are attracted to that. I mean, that's just human nature, I would say. So, I mean, it just depends on all of that. There's a lot of factors. You can't just ask a question of if it's hard to date as a successful person because you have to define that first.
I also don't know if, like, whenever you're saying hard to date, if you meant like hard to date, because like if you're successful wealth wise, like it might be hard to date because you're worried about your partner just being with you due to your success. Because if that was what you kind of were leaning towards with your question, then I think it's definitely harder to date. If you're a very successful person that like has a lot of money in that aspect, it probably is hard to date. You're going to be in your head a lot, whether this person is actually with you, every fight you get into, everything. So the question's just really hard. It's a balance beam that really hard to balance.
It is really hard. Can I ask how old you are, whoever's speaking?
He's 21.
Yeah.
He's 21 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys, the way he's talking, it sounds like he's 30. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily good because when you're 30 or above, like me, you start to become a little bit jaded or cautious or skeptical.
Yeah.
And it can hinder dating, especially if you get too thoughtful about the money aspect versus going with the vibes and focusing on yourself, going to the gym. But it's something that does come up. When I think of the definition of success, I think of what a lot of people think about, and I think women think of it as money too.
Yeah, 100%. Women definitely think of it as
Yeah,
money.
money, attributes, something like that.
They don't just look, I mean, most women don't look for personality anymore. They don't care. They don't give a shit. You could be the most annoying person in the world if they see a little bit of money. And this is not just looking at it from this is just based off of what I've seen, I guess, which is not much in the dating world in our age group of dating, but we're starting to get to the point where people are becoming successful, opening stores, opening companies, starting with jobs, getting out of college, and it really changes after high school for sure. You get out of high school and everybody you weren't cool with, you're cool with all of a sudden because everybody realizes, oh, we've leveled the playing field. There's no one that's better than any other person, unless in high school they really grinded and started a company like some people do. And but yeah, I mean, at our age, dating is pretty easy, I would say. But as you get older, yeah, I would agree that it gets a lot harder.
So did you guys recently graduate college?
So I'm in my second year. He's just starting. He started late, but um, I think I'm gonna drop out and move to Florida and try and pursue social media full time.
Okay.
That's my goal, but we'll see. That's just what I'm thinking of right now. Annalisa, welcome in. How you doing? But yeah,
And when you talk about, I mean, when I think of women being more successful, I think of them having more college degrees than men.
great.
I
Yeah,
mean, you're probably going to see it in your classes if you don't already. There might be more women at the end senior year than freshman year.
yeah,
Um, so not just the social media thing, although there are opportunities with social media as well, but there's a lot of women who don't even want to do that just because they have so much social validation for graduating and getting a great job right out of school that
yeah,
didn't exist 20 years ago or 40 years ago. I don't know when it all started to shift.
yeah. Well, it's all about the economic shift. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the economy that's changed. New apps being released like this, real estate booming. I mean, people wanting to buy a house. Um, and when you look at real estate from that aspect, most people in that field are women, and they do very well with it. I mean, I know plenty of not only property managers, commercial real estate agents, um, just normal real estate agents that sell houses. But I know some people that sell like warehouses, skyscraper buildings, stuff like, and they're very successful with it. I mean, there's just been a lot of things that have changed that have opened new opportunities, is what I'd say, to keep it somewhat
100%.
broad.
Well, real estate is a good way. Sometimes women talk about this openly to meet a man who's doing well or has done well
Oh yeah, for sure.
because she's going to sell him the house. They're going to meet face to face. Now, she might not need him anymore, but what you said in the beginning about it being kind of about money, if we're being honest, this dating thing, especially way after high school, I think even the women who have some money from real estate or whatever are looking for someone with more.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I've seen that, I've talked to 30 some odd old women, in a dating perspective. And I don't know, they talk to me about like, I'm about to close this deal. I'm trying to touch, 1 million, or I'm trying to touch 500,000 by this age. And it's like, it gets to the point where that's a lot of money. You could retire now and you'd be pretty well off for 20, 30 years if you spend your money well. So I mean, yeah, I think in the end it does really come down to money, which sucks. But yeah, yeah, that's about it. That's all I got to say about it. It's the truth, and I don't know if that'll change
Well,
anytime soon.
I, I appreciate the don't see it rolling back. No one's going to be an advocate for that. And why would they?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So, what makes you ask this question?
Well, cool.
What sparked it? What sparked the question?
I had the spark from, I was a fitness instructor
Okay.
in a community with a lot of smart, successful women.
Yeah.
And I'm also noticing in some of the relationships connected to family friends, the woman is making six figures or more,
Yeah.
and the man may be making less, or if they're getting near retirement, he may have made so much that they're done, they're set.
Yeah.
And so when I think about the 30 something women you mentioned, if they've got enough money, I don't know what's going on in their head, but they might just be asking the question, do I want a guy? Or even more direct, do I want a baby? And do I need a guy for that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's changing as well, very, very quickly. It's interesting, very interesting. I don't know what's going on.
Well, man,
We'll see in the future, but it's changed
what do you
so fast.
think?
Really predict.
IVF?
What do you mean?
Well, 5, 10 years from now, you might be able to have a baby without a guy at all.
Yeah, that could be interesting. That could open a lot of weird doors.
It's definitely weird. And people talk about artificial wombs. So a
Yeah,
guy could have a baby without a woman if he has money.
that's also wild. Yeah,
I think traditional relationships are what most people still idolize or aspire to, but we're going to see what happens, I
yeah,
guess.
for sure. For sure. We will definitely see what happens, but yeah,